Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Undeniably, Isaac Hirsch is gathering a following with his humble but comedic interaction with Ken Jennings. Recently, Jeopardy, Champion, Isaac's past stand-up routines have resurfaced. Now fans are rolling after seeing his hilarity during the acts. On Wednesday, July 3, Isaac Hirsch started his reign as the current champion and continued to nab his 9th win on July 15. When Isaac came to the Jeopardy stage, it wasn't long before fans realized he was more than just brains. One of the most lovable things about Isaac is his humor. Although he is playing great in the game, he is matching it with his witty comedy as well. Some fans are comparing him to another beloved competitor, Sam Buttrey. But now when his previous stand-up comedies pop up, fans can't help but love him more. After revealing on Jeopardy that he previously has done stand-up, one of Isaac Hirsch's routines was found and shared. Much to fans' delight, his dry humor has them rolling. In one video of his act from Flappers in Burbank, K, in 2017, he starts by saying, "Hi, I'm very thin," instead of giving his name. Getting right into it, he adds, "I'm 6'1". I weigh 120 pounds. That's not what bodies are supposed to do. During the video, he was thinner by comparison to how he looks now on Jeopardy. Furthermore, he has changed his glasses since then and added a mustache to his current look. But he shows more of his humor by continuing, "People think it's better to be as thin as I am than to be fat." Contrarily, he points out, "But here's one thing fat guys can do: pretend they used to be good at sports." He gives the example of how football players can talk about how they used to have muscles but have since let themselves go a little. However, he shares the struggle of being tall and thin. "I can't go. I was a high school basketball star." Then he elaborates, "People would go, 'Yeah, you must have been really good before that famine hit your village.'" As Isaac Hirsch continues his act, he talks about the downside of his otherwise great job of being an extra. He says, "One downside is Hollywood will tell you exactly what you look like." Admittedly, he says, "Recently, I got put in the category of awkward kid on bus." Further explaining, which means a casting director was like, "I need some awkward kids for this bus," looked at my picture and said, "That's the one." In another part, he says that Hollywood doesn't care about your feelings at all. Giving the example, "Last month I was picked for my picture out of all the extras to be a kid in a wheelchair," pointing out he most likely was picked over people in wheelchairs for the part. During the filming, several people commented, "You're doing a really great job." Then, he remembers feeling good and thinking, "Wow, what a friendly set." Until he came to the terrible realization, "I figured out what you've already figured out." Pausing to add, "They thought I was actually in a wheelchair, and I couldn't get up for the rest of the day." Additionally, Isaac shares some of his misconceptions about pronunciation. For instance, he tells a story about mispronouncing horizontal as horizontal. However, he didn't learn of his error until he was in front of his math class getting laughs. Likewise, he also had a belief that everything got bigger in the dark. But much to his dismay, he learned by friends correcting him, and then never letting him live it down. When Isaac Hirsch's act is seen on Facebook, the Jeopardy, fans can't help but adore him even more. They are rolling over his comedic stand-up and loving his incorporation of his humor in Jeopardy. What do you think about Jeopardy? Champion, Isaac Hirsch? Are you enjoying seeing him compete? Drop your comments below. Bonnie Kaiser Gambill is a graduate from Oklahoma State University. Her freelance writing primarily focuses on streaming series, reality TV, and celebrity news. During her free time, she enjoys spending time with family and friends, baking, and traveling as often as possible. In the ever-evolving world of comedy, where every punchline is a gamble and every set is a high-stakes game, Isaac Hirsch has burst onto the scene with a stand-up act that's proving to be both a refreshing and hysterical gamble. With a style that feels like a blend of intellectual prowess and witty irreverence, Hirsch's performances are akin to a Jeopardy game where the answers are always funny, and the questions keep the audience on their toes. Here's a closer look at why Hirsch's stand-up act is causing ripples in the comedy scene and leaving fans rolling in their seats. A comedic gambler's paradise. Isaac Hirsch's stand-up is like a well-played round of Jeopardy. It's a thrilling mix of categories, unexpected answers, and clever wordplay. His comedy, much like the game show, demands an appreciation for wit and nuance. Hirsch has managed to carve out a niche where his humor thrives on intellectual engagement, clever observations, and a keen sense of timing. He's not just throwing jokes into the void. He's crafting a performance that challenges the audience to think, laugh, and occasionally groan at the brilliance of his insights. Hirsch's act is a masterclass in the art of comedic pacing and structure. His performances are reminiscent of a game show host who knows exactly how to keep the audience engaged while delivering punchlines that are both unexpected and satisfying. Just as Jeopardy requires contestants to respond to answers with questions, Hirsch's act invites the audience to engage in a mental dance where the laughs come not just from the jokes themselves, but from the way they unfold. Categories of humor. One of the most compelling aspects of Hirsch's stand-up is his ability to weave a diverse array of comedic categories into his act, from sharp observations about modern life to clever riffs on personal experiences. Hirsch's set feels like a high-stakes game show where every round presents a new challenge. His humor spans various topics, but there's a unifying thread of intellectual curiosity and a willingness to push boundaries. Hirsch's exploration of contemporary issues and everyday absurdities often feels like a Jeopardy category in its own right. He tackles subjects with a blend of satire and sincerity, turning mundane scenarios into comedic gold. Whether he's delving into the intricacies of social media, the peculiarities of human behavior, or the quirks of modern relationships, Hirsch has a knack for turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. The final Jeopardy moment. In every great Jeopardy episode, the final Jeopardy round is where the stakes are highest and the excitement is palpable. Hirsch's stand-up act has its own version of this climactic moment, his closing bit. This is where he pulls out all the stops, delivering a performance that ties together the themes and jokes of the evening with a flourish that leaves the audience in stitches. Much like the final Jeopardy round, Hirsch's closing act is both a culmination and a revelation. He has a remarkable ability to bring his performance full circle, ensuring that the last laugh is as impactful as the first. This final segment is where his sharpest insights and most hilarious observations come to a head, providing a satisfying conclusion that resonates long after the show is over. Isaac Hirsch's fans are a testament to the success of his stand-up act. Much like the enthusiastic applause of Jeopardy contestants, the audience response to Hirsch's performances is both immediate and fervent. Social media is abuzz with praise for his unique brand of humor, and it's not uncommon to see Hirsch's name trending after a particularly memorable show. Fans are quick to highlight how Hirsch's comedy feels both refreshing and relatable. His ability to address complex topics with humor that is both accessible and thought-provoking is a key reason why audiences are drawn to his performances. Hirsch has managed to create a connection with his audience that feels genuine and engaging, making each show not just a performance, but an experience. The legacy of Hirsch's humor. As Hirsch continues to rise in prominence, there's no doubt that his influence on the comedy scene will be significant. His act is more than just a series of jokes. It's a reflection of a new wave of comedy that values intellectual engagement and creative storytelling. Just as Jeopardy has left an indelible mark on the world of game shows, Hirsch's stand-up is poised to leave a lasting impression on the world of comedy. The future of Hirsch's career looks bright, with opportunities for expansion beyond traditional stand-up. His unique style and ability to captivate audiences suggest that he may soon be making appearances in various formats, from television specials to podcast interviews. As he continues to explore new avenues and push the boundaries of his craft, Hirsch's comedic legacy will undoubtedly continue to grow. In conclusion, Isaac Hirsch's stand-up act is a testament to the power of humor that challenges, engages, and entertains. Like a memorable episode of Jeopardy, his performances are a thrilling mix of intellectual stimulation and comedic brilliance. Hirsch's ability to transform everyday observations into laugh-out-loud moments demonstrates why he's become a standout performer in the comedy world. With fans rolling in their seats and critics applauding his ingenuity, it's clear that Isaac Hirsch is a comedian whose act is worth tuning in for, time and time again.